Terraria Otherworld was first announced in February 2015 in partnership with Engine Software. We were treated with the amazing footage showing in the background of this video, showing the Terraria we all know and love with a massively updated graphical engine and what appeared to be dramatically different gameplay mechanics that built upon the corruption theme present in the original Terraria. News was steady over the first year, but updates gradually slowed down in 2017 until today, 1 year after their previous update, we got some huge news regarding Terraria Otherworld. How's it going, crew? This is Happy Days, and today I regret to report to you that development of Terraria Otherworld has officially been cancelled. A few hours ago, the Terraria Otherworld Twitter made its first post in over a year with the message, "Important news regarding the status of the game." There was also a link underneath the message. Selinus and the Relogic Twitter accounts also retweeted this message. Upon clicking the link, I found myself on the official Terraria forums with a post from Loki, a Relogic admin, titled, "This is the end. Otherworld development cancelled." As this is such important news, I'd like to take a look at the post together with you so we can break down the reasons why Relogic have made such a huge decision. Let's begin. Good day, Terrarians. We wanted to take a few moments to share some important news with you all in regards to the status of Terraria Otherworld. As you all know from when we first announced the game a long while ago, and as we repeated in our subsequent posts, Relogic's focus has and always will be on delivering complete and quality game experiences to our fanbase. Just to underscore this once more, this means that we will not compromise game quality for speed to market or any other reasons within our control. I respect where they're coming from here. In the 3 years I've been covering PC Terraria on our channel, the updates have been to an extremely high standard. 1.2 was amazing, and 1.3 just simply blew me away. These guys know what they're doing. The post continues. Our team has a clear vision for this game, one that we shared with all of you with much shared excitement. And, in spite of all our efforts, the current state of the game remains equal parts far from that vision and beyond behind schedule from our initial planning when we shared Otherworld with all of you 3 years ago. Progress has absolutely been made during that time, but unfortunately, a very thorough status review of the game versus its intended design showed both the Relogic and 505/Pipeworks teams that things were quite a bit further away from the finish line than we had imagined. You can see that the devs had the awesome idea for Terraria Otherworld and made all the basic art assets, maps, and some items. Watching the trailer shows the controls and feel for the game seem very much like vanilla Terraria, but the gameplay mechanics, the critical core concept of Otherworld simply hasn't matched up with what they originally intended. Let's read on. Taking the massive amount of work that would be remaining to complete, along with the extensive time it would take to get that done, and how that would greatly interfere with the pursuit of other projects on behalf of Relogic, it becomes clear this leaves things in a very undesirable state. As a result, we have made the decision to terminate development of Terraria Otherworld. We sincerely thank both our external development teams for their hard work on the game, but at some point we have to be honest with ourselves and realize that Otherworld simply is never going to reach its potential in any sort of reasonable time or fashion. This must have been a really hard post for the dev team to write up. Like, I understand people like to follow the development of games and, they spend time discussing them on forums and watching YouTube videos about them, and then to suddenly hear it's cancelled can be pretty upsetting or even frustrating for some people. So I want to read the rest of the post first because Relogic are usually pretty good at communicating themselves with our community. So let's check it out. We know that the cancellation of Terraria Otherworld will not be happy news to anyone. It is far from a happy moment for us either, when we look at all the time, effort and resources that we poured into the project. However, we strongly feel that we owe it to our community and loyal customers to uphold the standards that both you and we expect and to focus on delivering the best possible games that we can for you all to play. Come whatever may, quality is simply not something we are willing to compromise on to make a quick dollar. It may be painful in the short term, but our sincere hope is it will pay off for everyone in the long term in regard to our future games. Terraria Otherworld will never come to pass, but its lessons learned and ideas generated will absolutely yield dividends for everyone. I kinda understand this part. Working in any creative field is difficult. You're creating something out of nothing, based on a vision maybe you or some others have shared. When the reality doesn't match your vision, it can be difficult to say, hey guys, I know we spent a lot of time on this, but it's not what we wanted and we kinda need to stop. Relogic go on to talk about what they've learned from the process of developing Terraria Otherworld, so let's see what they got to say. What now? Next steps for Relogic and lessons learned. In hindsight, it goes without saying that we should never have spoken publicly about this game as early on as we did. We will fully own that error in judgment. Moving forward, we will be far more judicious about only sharing information on projects which we are fully confident in regards to timing, etc. We can only apologise for all the emotional roller coasters this has caused. I think this is a really good reflection point. It can be exciting to share an awesome idea with our community, especially when it's based on something we already love like Terraria, but it can lead to huge disappointment if they can't follow through with an idea like a new Terraria game. They continue. Trying to outsource development of such a critical title for our company, even just in part, was not the way to go. Moving ahead, our focus for the core development of new future titles will be more inward and we will seek to utilise our own people. We will share more information there just as soon as we have it. Relogic has possession of the game, design, code, art, sounds, etc. as it exists today, and there's still a ton of amazing ideas under the hood here, many of which have never been publicly shared. These are ideas that we have not and will not forget, and that you will very likely see implemented into our future titles. This is really exciting news. So all of that development time still has left Relogic with a bunch of ideas and artwork and sound and all that stuff. So if they ever make another Terraria themed game, or any other game for that matter, they've already got a massive head start in the development cycle, which is great for everyone. Active development of Terraria continues. 1.3.6 is still very much in active development. We know that we have not shared a lot in the way of spoilers there, but rest assured that the team has been working tirelessly on our next PC wave. And the last point is, this keeps our partners at 505 and Pipeworks wholly focused on the console, mobile, Switch versions of the game, and there's still a ton to get done there. This is really good news because I know a lot of you have been talking about console and mobile Terraria, so now that we know the team is probably going to be focusing more back on vanilla Terraria and those mobile versions to get up to 1.3 as soon as possible. The post ends by acknowledging our community. It reads, "Thank you so much to all of you for your amazing support of Terraria, Terraria Otherworld and our company. It's that support that drives us every day to do amazing things for you, and we look forward to sharing more of what is to come very soon. We are sure that you've got a ton of questions and we'll answer what we can, but we will not delve into some areas out of either respect or confidence or the unknown. So we'll ask for your patience and forgiving in advance there, thanks." And I'll put a link to the forum post in the description if you want to go and ask any questions to the dev team. Whoa guys, that's a lot of news to process, but the post does help to answer a lot of questions I'm sure people might have had about this announcement, so I'm really pleased they took the time to write it up for us all. Now, most of us would have purchased Terraria Otherworld based on the extreme goodwill and reputation Relogic have from their time in Terraria these past many years with all the free updates and all that awesome content. And the devs acknowledge this in the post, saying quality is simply not something we're willing to compromise to make a quick dollar. And you gotta respect that, because it would have been so easy for them just to rush out a half-finished game and we all would have rushed out to buy it. So how do you all feel about this? This is some pretty big news and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Now, this might be a slightly emotional topic for some people, so please be respectful of each other's feelings when you're discussing Terraria Otherworld in our comments. If you'd like to show your respects for Terraria Otherworld, I'll pin a post with a cookie and you can add your own cookie to the thread to say goodbye to Otherworld together. So where do we go from here? Well, as the devs mentioned, this should hopefully mean more frequent updates for vanilla Terraria across all the platforms, and even opens the possibility for the devs working on a new game in the future. Now, will that be Terraria 2 or some other different type of game entirely? Who knows? I'll put a card on screen now. What do you think the devs will focus on next as their next project? I hope this video helped unpack some of this information for you. Consider leaving a like, subscribing, and smashing that bell icon as we move forward into this unknown world of Terraria. What's going to happen next? What's on the horizon? I'll be sure to bring you the latest news as soon as it's available. If you're still looking for something to watch today, why not check out one of these two videos? And here's the most important part, as always, you'll stay happy and I'll see you soon. This is Happy Days signing out. See ya!